Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to High Quality Trades, the channel where I give you my highest quality technical analysis on the stock market, and we go over simple support and resistance levels, trendline breaks, and pattern formations, and I give you the price targets of where price should be headed in the coming days. So let's get into it. In today's video, we will be going over the SPY, the Triple Qs, the VIX, XOM stock, Berkshire Hathaway, Caterpillar, Coinbase, AMD, JP Morgan, Snowflake, and Mercado Libre, MELI stock. So let's get into it. First up, we got the SPY on the 4-hour time frame. On Friday, the SPY managed to close at 532.90. It reached a high of 536.99 and a low of 528.60. We were negative 1.86% on the week. So guys, what is price currently doing? Well, we have broken down from a Brownian wedge type pattern that did put price falling down to the lows that it hit around 528.83. So we are sitting at a support level at the current moment. One thing I noticed over the past weekend is it looks like we do also have a head and shoulders pattern on the charts. Now, if we do get a full completion of this pattern, we take the head down to the neckline. It does put price falling all the way down to 517.34 in the coming days to weeks. Ultimately, we're going to have to see which way price goes come Monday. But right now, we'll go over the levels of where price should be headed tomorrow. So right now, we're at that 531.33 support level. If we break below this, we would be falling all the way down to 524.01, and then we could get a full pattern completion of that head and shoulders pattern that would complete somewhere around 518. So that is the bearish scenario. If we do find buyers come Monday morning, then we should head up to the 541.45 level. We will be met with a lot of resistance at that level due to the neckline of this head and shoulders pattern, this broadening wedge pattern, and then we also did have a descending trend line here that resides somewhere in this level. So be looking for short entries at this level if price does head that way. Okay, that's it for the SPY. Let's now go over the Triple Qs. The Triple Qs has currently fell out of an expanding triangle type pattern. It does put price falling down to 433.76 in the coming days. Right now we are at a support level of 444.25. If this level manages to hold as support, it is possible for the Qs to push higher up to these levels of resistance around 455, 456. There will be lots of resistance at this level. So another great short opportunity, say if price comes up to this level. Now, if tomorrow morning we open up and break below this 444.25 level, our next support level is 433.76. Okay, those are the bullish and bearish scenarios for Triple Qs. Let's go over the VIX real quick. The VIX is now currently in a short-term uptrend. We did get above our resistance level at 21.37 on Friday, and we did close above it. Right now, we're looking for price to get all the way up to 30.85. If we do manage to break above this 30.85 level, it is very bearish for the market, and we don't have any resistance until 34.61. So let's see which way price goes tomorrow. If the VIX decides to fall, we have support at 21.37 and 19.33. The VIX falling is a good sign for the market to push higher. But if we continue at these elevated levels, that is a bearish signal for the market to continue moving lower. Alright guys, we'll go over XOM stock real quick. So XOM is just consolidating between support and resistance of 515.12 and 19.98. We have to see which way price decides to go. We have created a ascending trend line on the charts that should hold as some support if price does come down to this level. If we were to break this ascending trend line, it is a very bearish signal that would put price falling below that 515 level and probably down to 113.14. But if this manages to hold as support, we should push higher above this 119.98 level, and we could go all the way up to 123.72 next week. So let's see which way price action decides to go. Alrighty guys, Berkshire Hathaway. It did fall down from a bear flag pattern last week, and we are getting almost a full completion of the bear flag. Right now we are nearing the lows anyway. We need to fall all the way down to 418 for a full pattern completion. But right now we're sitting at support at 424.36. If we can hold this level, we'll probably go up and retest the 430 level. But it should hold as some resistance. If not, and we break above 430, then we do have our next resistance level at 437.87. These levels here. Right now, we're looking for price to fall to 417.93. That is coinciding with the 4-hour 200 moving average that should ultimately hold as support on this one. All right, let's go over Caterpillar stock. Last Thursday, it did look like we broke down from a pennant pattern. And then we also broke back down underneath our descending trend line. So that was very bearish for this stock. We also broke below a support level at 334.16, which put price falling all the way down to this 318 level. If price continues falling and we break below the 318 level, we don't have any support until 300. If we take the opening of this pennant pattern and just move it over, it does put price falling down to that 300 level. So possibly before earnings, could be with earnings or after earnings. This one is on Tuesday. So let's see which way price decides to go. Let's go over Coinbase. Coinbase's head and shoulders pattern on the 4-hour is playing out to the downside. This pattern ultimately completes down here at 187.81. That is where I'm looking for price to hit come Monday or Tuesday. If we do see price at this level, ultimately this should hold as some support. But if that level broke, we will have more support down here at the descending trend line, somewhere around 178. Leaning bearish on this one, but say we do get above the 210.91 level, that does put price reaching higher up to 230.36. Let's see which way price decides to go on this one. All right, we will go over AMD stock. It does look to be in a falling wedge. Now, if we break below this level, we will be falling down to 126.23. And then a full pattern completion would put this falling down to 116.71. But say we break above the descending trend line here and get above the highs from Friday at 137.24. That will put price pushing higher up to 144.46. And a full pattern completion would take out the highs here at 153.35. That's what I'm looking for price to do on this one, guys. Let's just see what happens tomorrow. Now, JP Morgan stock did break down out of a broadening wedge pattern last Thursday. On Friday, it does look like we reached a full pattern completion of this broadening wedge. If we just take the opening and move it down to the breakout area, 199 was our full pattern completion. So right now we're definitely at a support level. If we can hold this level, we will be pushing higher up to 212.17. But it is possible if we remain below this level that we will fall down to the descending trend line support level from these previous lows here, which does reside somewhere around the lows that we hit on Friday, 196. If we start breaking out of that level, we will fall all the way down to 190.96. Let's see what tomorrow's price action brings. Snowflake stock did fall to our weekly gap fill at 119. Now, we do need to stay above 116.93 on this one to push any higher, ultimately breaking above our resistance at 122.85. If this one falls any lower, down past that support level at 116.93, then we will be headed all the way down to 110.14 next week. But if we get above 122.85, that does put price pushing higher, probably up to our descending trend line here, somewhere around the 125 level. We're just going to have to see, guys, on this one, which way price decides to go. Alrighty, guys, our last stock of the day, Mercado Libre. Now, this stock has been flirting with a descending trend line out on the daily for quite some time. If we just go further out on the daily time frame, we are flirting with a descending trend line that formed back in 2021. We have tried to break above this 3 or 4 times now. This is the 4th time. With Friday's price action and got from earnings, we did explode through this level. So if we can remain above 1,730, we should be pushing higher up to 1,085.57 in the coming days. If we go back into the 4-hour time frame, there is a bullish pennant pattern on the charts. If we take the opening of this pattern and bring it over, it does put price reaching 2018 in the coming days. It's very bullish on this one. We could take the flagpole of this pennant pattern and just move it over, which would reach all the way up to 2,185. So this one we are bullish on, but with all the bears in the market, we'll have to remain cautious on this one if it wants to push any higher. So that's the bullish scenario on this one. If we were to fall back below the descending trend line, our first support level here is at 1,653. Let's go back into the 4-hour. Since we did get that break of the trend line here, I would expect this to hold as some support, but if we fall back into the pattern, yeah, that would be a bearish signal, and really we would not have any support until the ascending trend line here, the bottom of this pennant pattern, probably somewhere around the 116.27 level. So let's see which way price decides to go on this one. Alright, guys, and with that is the end of this video. Thank you for watching high quality trades, and I will see you guys in the next video. Good luck with your trading this week. Lots of volatility, lots of money to be made, and lots of money to be lost. So let's hope you're on the receiving end of that one. Okay, guys, see you in the next video.